Hello, everyone, and welcome to your English class. My name is Teacher Ivan Cáceres, and in this opportunity, we're going to talk about the present continuous tense. Okay, and that's the reason why we have here this continuity. And remember that learning is fun, and also remember to check the virtual classroom. Okay, so I could ask you in a regular conversation, what are you doing? Or uh, do you feel like doing something right now? What are you doing right now? So you could say, I'm listening to a class, and I could say, I am teaching a class. This really simple conversation or interaction could be considered what we call present continuous tense or part of the present continuous tense. And what is that about? Well, the idea of the present continuous is that we use it to speak about something that is happening at the moment in which we are speaking or communicated. That's the reason why time expressions such as now, right now, or at the moment are indicators of the present continuous and they are commonly used with it. To form the present continuous, we must use the auxiliary verb to be, as well as the verb followed by the ing. For example, here we have the common structure of these kind of sentences. We have a subject, he, then we have the verb to be that corresponds to that subject is, he is, and then we have the verb with ing, standing. He's standing in front of the camera. Él está parado frente a la cámara. In the case of the following sentence, we have the same thing or the same structure. She's smiling for the photo. Ella está sonriendo para la foto. And this is the formula that we have to use. The noun or the subject followed by the auxiliary, which is the verb to be, then a verb with ing, and then the complement of the sentence, if we need one. Because of course, you can have a sentence that doesn't require a complement. For example, something like, I am learning English. Or I am studying, let's do another one. I am studying English at UPEL. Okay, I'm studying English at UPEL. That is a present continuous sentence. Okay, really, really simple. So now we're going to go with the grammar behind it, because of course we have some grammar. It says in English, we can have verbs with ing endings, which can be used to talk about continuous actions. This is what we're talking about. When you are doing something and you're speaking about that which you are doing, you have to add ing to the verb, only when it is the verb of the sentence. So for example, if you have in the base form the verb read, you would say reading. If you have study, you would say studying. If you have see, you will have seen. And it's just adding ing. If you have, for example, a verb like drive, then you have to remove a letter, which is the E, the final E. And then you add the ing. So you say, I'm driving, I'm having dinner, or I'm having breakfast. I'm taking this seriously. Okay? So you have to remove the E or the final E because this verb would be drive, this verb will be have, and this verb would be take. So you're removing the E. In the case of the verbs that have one vowel plus one consonant, you have to double the consonant and then add the ing. For example, swimming, getting, or another example is verbs like run, okay? Which you must conjugate by saying running, okay? I'm running, okay? I'm running a few laps. Stop could also be another example. Stopping. The car or the bus is stopping, okay? Some others, okay? So you should know this, and also you should take into consideration these tips. So you have here some tips like, for example, present continuous can be used to talk about what we do at the moment. You already know that. It can also be used for the immediate future because we can say something like, I'm going there, I'm going to the party, And then we add something that indicates the future. For example, tonight. Okay? I'm going to the party tonight. That indicates that we are not talking about a present tense, but we're talking about future tense. Okay? But it is an immediate future. And then it says that some action can be continuous because of their meaning. This is really important, and you should not forget that some actions cannot be continuous because of their meaning, because there is not like a gray area or there's not a continuity in the action. Okay? Why is that? Because you have some verbs that indicate things that are not meant to occur with a continuity. They either happen or they do not happen. Okay? But there's no a gray area. Some examples of these verbs are verb to be, ¿ok? Which means ser, solamente con el significado de ser, ¿ok? Want, querer. You either want something or you don't want it, ¿ok? You cannot say, I'm wanting to go. Estoy queriendo, no. You either want it or you don't want it, ¿ok? Need, I need. You don't say, I'm needing. No, I need or I don't need it. Know, which means conocer, ¿ok? O saber, saber. No decimos sabiendo, ni siquiera en español, ¿verdad? Estoy sabiendo, no. I know, yo sé o yo no sé. Prefer, remember, understand, care, see, hear, smell, believe, belong, cost, seem, exist, own, like, dislike, love, envy, hate, fear, mind. All of these verbs cannot be used in continuous tenses. Okay? Good. Let's go to the next one. So we have some examples here. It says, check the following examples. Okay, I'm going to read them out loud and you can read them with me. It says, for example, the first one, they are learning English. They are learning English. Or they are learning English. Number two says, she's currently looking for a job. She's currently looking for a job. Are you working much lately? I'm going to the party tonight. This would be a future, right? Would be an immediate future. He's not, or he isn't, coming to class tomorrow. He's not coming to class tomorrow. This is also an immediate future. And the last one is, are you working next week? Are you working next week? That is also future. Okay, so we have an exercise now that you can do in your notebooks, similar to the one that you would do for the last, let's say, activity or for the quiz activity in the platform. It says, make present continuous sentences and questions, positive and negative. You can use contractions where possible. For example, you have a group of words. Hannah study in her bedroom. And you would say, Hannah is studying in her bedroom. The first one is what you do at the moment. So you should do all 7 of them, and you can do or grab notes in your notebooks and compare them with your classmates to see if you do well. Okay, that's all for today. Goodbye. I hope that you enjoyed and that you learned a little bit more about the present continuous tense. Remember to check all of the links that I have posted in your virtual classroom so that you can learn even more and clarify any doubts you may have. See you soon. Have a nice one. Bye.